Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be ranking some of the characters from the Wheel of Time. Obviously, I'm not ranking every single character. There's over 2,000 named characters in this. I'm not going to do that. So I've picked 20 of the most reoccurring characters and ones that I have kind of the most feelings on. And I just want to either talk shit about or talk praise about. So let's get started. We are obviously starting at the bottom of the list and working our way to my favorite character of the Wheel of Time. So sorry, I had to sit back a little bit. Let's go a little friendly. Okay. Side note, I will probably have spoilers in this. So if you haven't read all of the Wheel of Time, tread lightly or do not watch this. I would suggest not watching this. Obviously, I don't want to spoil things for people. Number 20, and my least favorite character. I hate this character, actually. I hate him so much, and that is Gawain Trakand. This is Elaine's brother, and also the awful love interest of Egwene. I hate Gawain. I hate him so much. I didn't really give a shit about him at the beginning of the series, but when he came back around and was trying to save Egwene because she's just a poor little woman who can't seem to take care of herself, I hated him. I hated every decision he made. I hated just his presence, being in his perspective, everything. So, sorry if you're a big Gawain fan, but no, we're just, it's not happening. So, number 19 is Tom Maryland. Yeah. So Tom is a character there that I have been calling a mannequin. That means that they are just brought around from scene to scene. They don't do anything. They don't say anything. And when they do say something, I'm like, holy shit, I forgot you were here. That's what Tom is to me. He's somewhat useful in the beginning, but truly he's not. Truly he's just there, and he shows up and then he says something, and then I'm just like, Tom, why are you here? I forget you're here. I forget he's with Matt for so long until finally Matt's like, oh yeah, and Tom Maryland. Or then Tom says something and I'm just like, oh my God, I forgot you existed in this world. He's just not that interesting to me. Number 18, this is going to hurt people, by the way. So I understand if people get upset about my list. Number 18 is Loyal. Loyal is also a mannequin character. He is a character that doesn't do anything for forever, and he is brought around and I forget he's there, and when he's gone I don't even care that he's gone, and I just don't care that he's writing a book about this. He doesn't do anything interesting. He's just boring. I mean, I guess it's kind of cool when he's like killing all those trollocs with that big ass axe in the Two Rivers, but he's boring. He's boring. He's a boring character. I don't really care for Loyal. Yeah, he's just, no. Number 17 is Elaine Trakand, the princess, queen, and you can tell that's what she is. She is a stuck-up little princess. All of this series long, I find her so annoying. And her pretentiousness is annoying. I just don't like Elaine. I haven't liked her at all from the beginning. Why is she controlling the last battle? Whatever. I just do not care for Elaine. I don't think she has a very good arc. I just don't care about her. I don't care that you got your kingdom. Good for you. Bye. Oh no. Number 16. Perrin Abara. Whew, Perrin. You started off so cool. You started off awesome and I loved you and I wanted to be with you all the time. And then he got married and got boring. I mean, seriously, he got married and got boring and got this dumbass side quest with the prophet, which I'm just like, why is the prophet even involved in this series? He makes no sense. He doesn't do anything. Like, I guess you can say he got some Dragonsworn so that they would be there for the last battle, but I feel like they just would have been there anyways. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I feel like the Dragonsworn would have just showed up. Perrin dealing with that. And dealing with the White Cloaks and the Shido and taking 3 books to save his wife. Oh, he was such a drag. I mean, and I guess he finally, once he accepted his wolfness, it felt too late. And it felt like he gained control of that rather way too quickly to me, that he got his abilities so quickly and started gaining control of them so quickly that he could beat someone who has dealt with the dream world for a very long time. So just my 2 cents there. Number 15 is Lan Mandragoran. Lan is also a mannequin character. He is brought around and placed places, and he doesn't say anything except when he says some sick lines to Nynaeve or has some wisdom to give Rand. Besides that, what the fuck does Lan do? Besides in the last battle when he's goes and kills Demon Dread, which I think Lan should have died. Killing Demon Dread. That's why he did it. He should have died. That would have been an epic, heroic death. I think Lan should have died at the end, honestly. I mean, that's kind of why Lan is so much higher than probably he should be, is because of what he does at the end there. But Lan is a mannequin character. Number 14, Avianda. What is Avianda's last name? Does she have one? We all know who I'm talking about. Avianda, she has so much potential to be really cool, but she's never given it truly. She's a lot of a side character all the time. She never really gets developed all that well, in my opinion. She develops some, but not too much, and you just don't get a whole lot of her perspective, and I think that's what the problem is there. So I like her sometimes, but not all the time, and there's just something about her I just don't click with that well. And why in the world would you want to be sister whatever's with Elaine? God, she's boring and awful. I hate Elaine. All right, number 13, Landfire. I find Landfire to be a very interesting antagonist. I was never scared or worried about her necessarily, about like what she would do to people. And I found her motivations to be quite strange, and her motivations to be quite one-dimensional, because she loves a man, she's gonna wreck the world. I don't know. I was just like, okay. So Landfire is fine. I think she is a very interesting character in some parts, but in others I'm just kind of like, you're here again. Cool. Number 12 is Galad Damandred. And he is a very, very interesting character. I find him to be interesting due to his black and whiteness of seeing the world. And unlike Gawain, he doesn't think that women can't handle themselves. He's very much, yeah, they fucking can, dude. And I find Galad to be a very interesting character, and one that I would love to know more about. I didn't put Logain on this list, but Logain is in the same manner as that. Like, I want to know more about you and want to know you more so that I can love you more. Number 11 is Berlain. I just love her, what she does to keep her kingdom, her, using her sex appeal, honestly, to keep her kingdom the way it is and controlling people. And I really like that. Like, I really liked that character part of her. I don't think it's like sexist necessarily, because she's using what she has. She doesn't have power. She doesn't have, you know, the one power or anything like that. She doesn't have a very big military. She's just trying to keep her country the way it is. And I love the way she's doing it. And I find her to be a very interesting character. So that's why she is here. Number 10 is Shamael, or Moraine, or Beelzebub, whatever you like to say. I really like him. I like his just let it all in. Can't you see that this is useless? We just keep doing this over and over and over again. And I'm tired of doing this shit. Just kill me or let the Dark One win. Like, he just, that's all he wants. And he's such an interesting character, and he is a little bit more intimidating than most of the Forsaken, and he doesn't seem as stupid as most of the Forsaken. So I find him to be a fascinating character. Number 9 is Matrim Coffin. I don't feel like Matt really changes over the series. He just gets smarter, but he's still the same old Matt. And so I don't quite understand the total love for Matt throughout the series, but he's fun and he's funny and he does some crazy shit sometimes. And obviously he's the best battle commander, and he should have been in charge of the final battle the entire time. Obviously he wasn't there for most of it, but when he is, knocks him down. Knocks it down. And I find Matt to be very interesting, but just not that developed. Or has much of an arc would be a better way of saying that. He's developed, he just doesn't have much of an arc going on with him, and he's pretty much the same throughout the entire series. All right, number 8 is Moraine, our wise wizard. I really like Moraine. She was gone for a very, very long time within this series, and that kind of diminished my liking of her. I like Moraine. I think her death was very important to Rand's development throughout the series, but I do feel like she was gone for too long, and when she came back to be in love with Tom, that was just, I didn't like that at all. And when she came back, she really wasn't that important when she came back. Obviously she helped Rand out, but not so that interesting. Number 6 is actually my favorite Forsaken, and that is, whoa. I skipped 7. Number 7 is Nynaeve. I really liked Nynaeve at the beginning of the series. She was awesome. I loved her just anger and her braid pulling, and like I liked that, and I liked that side of her personality, and I liked that she was a get shit done kind of bitch. But pretty much after they cleansed the male side of the power, Nynaeve was kind of dropped off and left as a mannequin, honestly, and she didn't do much after that, if anything. She helped Rand, obviously, like Moraine, in the final battle, but she didn't really do much after that, and I really missed her at the end of the series, and I wish we could have gotten more from her there at the end, but I loved her at the very beginning. I loved her attitude. Honestly, probably most people hate that, but I really did enjoy her at the beginning. Now, number 6 is my favorite Forsaken, and that is Grandal. I just love what she does to people. I think it's hilarious that she kidnaps people, puts them under compulsion, and makes them dance naked in her castle. And you know, I just think it's hilarious. Obviously, she's not a very good Forsaken. She can't kill anybody. She does a terrible job. But I just think it's funny that she does that. I love that she sits on a throne of naked people. I just think it's hilarious. And so that's why she's my favorite Forsaken. For some reason, I just love her. And what happens to her is so sad. I don't want her to be ugly. She looks like a crone. And it's funny that that's what the Dark One does to her, is punishment. But, oh my gosh. But her still controlling people in the way that she does to still kidnap the most beautiful people, control them, and still make them think that she's the most beautiful thing in the world. I love it. I think it's amazing. I love Grendel. Number 5 is Padan Fane. I don't hate his ending at the end, honestly. I don't think every baddie needs an epic going out. Do I think that I wish I knew more about Padan Fane and like everything going on there? And yeah, I do. But at the same time, he was such an interesting character, such an interesting side, or a, you know, side villain, that I found him very intriguing every time he was on page, very scary every time he was on page. I see where the complaints is about his ending, but at the same time, I don't think it's the worst thing that could have happened. I did forget about him in the series while I came to it. I thought I had dismissed his ending, but I didn't. I do wish it may have been a bit more dramatic, but can't always get what you want, and so Padan Fane still is one of my favorite characters. I love his just anger at the boys and just like, I want to kill them and the Dark One and just rule the world. And I'm like, do you, boo-boo, do you? All right, number 4 is Min Farshal. Now, I know probably a lot of people are like, seriously, you put Min? You're gonna talk about mannequin characters and have Min up there? But Min is a very important character for Rand, because if Min wasn't there, I think Rand would have been way more dark than he actually ever got. Min keeps him from being this messed up guy, and she pushes him in the right direction, and I just like Min. I just think she's cute and she's fun and she does the best she can for Rand. So that's why Min's so high on the list. I just always liked Min. I just like, she's so cute. We're in the top 3. Can you guess what the top 3 are? So number 3 is Brigitta. Brigitta Silverbow. And I love this badass bitch so much. It makes me so sad when she's losing her memories. It makes me sad that she's connected to Elaine. But you gotta take the good with the bad. She is just such a badass. She's so cool. I want to be Brigitta. She's just, I love her so much. And her ending made me tear up a lot as well. And then her coming back and saving Elaine and the babes and being so happy to be one of the heroes of the Horn again, and you know, getting her memories back. It put a big old smile on my face, and I loved Brigitta so much. I loved her character throughout the entire thing. She was such a fun time and such a joy to be around. Number 2 is Rand al'Thor. Now, Rand was my favorite character for a long time in this series, and I love his development. I love the different emotions we get from him, the different sides of Rand we get from him throughout the series, because that is the most honest, truthful way probably a chosen one would act in these times. So, you know, going from no to I want all the power to I'm at peace with who I am and what I can do. And Rand is such a fantastic character. I love him so much. And if anybody dares to call him a Mary Sue, I will find you. And number 1 is Egwene al'Vere. I love Egwene. She is a badass bitch to the T. She goes through so much. She goes through hell and high water. She goes through Dante's Inferno, and she comes out swinging every single time. She doesn't let shit get her down. She marks a note. She's like, all right, Shan got me collared. I'm never gonna get in that position again. And when I do, I'm gonna fuck him up. And I'm just like, yes, you is, Egwene. Yes, you is. And her getting collared within Tela Ongriad with, Jesus, who was that? Morden? No. Was it Grendel? One of the bitches. I don't even know. One of the bitches. One of the Forsaken. And when she gets collared there, and her instant fear at first, but then her being like, no. I have been through pain. I know what this is like. You can't do this to me again. And her, you know, obviously tell her on ground, you can just make it disappear, and her doing that. And her, Egwene. She's such a fantastic character, and her growth and her arc is the best of the series. No one touches it. It's so fucking great. And her ending, I mean, seriously, if she wouldn't have been with Gawain, I would have loved her so much more. I don't know if that's possible, but Gawain really fucks it up for her. But her final fight with Taim and bringing the pattern back together and making it whole and crystallizing the dark friends, and crystallizing every darkness around her and bringing, oh my God, it's amazing. And her death tore me apart. I couldn't handle it. Oh, Egwene, she's the best character in fantasy I have ever read, bar none. I love her so much. I understand she had some issues going on with Rand and she wouldn't talk to him, but I understand why she wouldn't, because she's heard all this shit about how Rand has been so evil, and that's why she wouldn't talk to him, because she didn't think she could talk to him. She thought he was truly off the deep end. And Egwene is by far the best character in the Wheel of Time. Love her so much. She's the best character in fantasy to me. She's just amazing. I love her so much. So those are the 20 characters that I chose from, but let me know who are your top 3 characters of the Wheel of Time in the comments below. And while you're there, remember to like and subscribe, and I will talk to you later. Bye.